I'm Darlene.
And I'm Gene.
We're the Roaming Retirees. We're a retired couple who sold everything we own to travel the world full time. In today's video, we're going to be visiting Busan, South Korea, where we'll be visiting the Gamcheon Cultural Village. We'll be taking a ride on the Hyundai Sky Capsule, and we'll be also visiting the Sangwangsa Temple.
And we're generally running a few weeks ahead of our videos, so if you'd like to know our current location, you can follow us on Instagram. So come with us as we travel through Busan. Busan.
We spent 12 full days in Busan. It's the second largest city in South Korea, and there's so much to see and do here. We stayed at Hotel Adela. Our room had beautiful views of the bay. We had a nice size room with a king size bed, a soaking tub, shower room, mini fridge and bar. It also included a breakfast buffet, and they do have a restaurant on site, and a coin-operated laundry room, which was really convenient for us. The location was excellent, and we could walk to everything, including restaurants, huge shopping mall just across the bridge, tourist attractions, parks, and the waterfront. We really enjoyed our stay and would highly recommend this, so we're going to leave a link below.
On our first day, we hit the ground running, and we went to the Sangwangsa Temple Lantern Festival. And it didn't disappoint.
No.
I mean, we had seen pictures of it and stuff, and it was really beautiful. And it was something that we really wanted to see.
Yeah, that was like one of our top things.
Yeah.
And then this temple it's a newer temple. It was built in 1986 and sits on the slopes of the Baeksang Mountain in Busan. This beautiful structure captivates visitors with its serene atmosphere and impressive architecture. The temple features the towering Devatop, a pagoda housing sacred relics from Tibet, India, and Myanmar, and the Gamcheon Hall, which provides a quiet space for reflection. The Sangwangsa also plays an active role in the local culture, welcoming travelers to explore its art, meditate, or simply just enjoy the peaceful hillside setting just minutes from the bustling city center.
The Lantern Festival is amazing, with over 40,000 lotus lanterns that light up the night in a visually stunning display. Sangwangsa houses many different halls, attractions, and it would take a few hours to fully explore. However, we were only there for the Lantern Festival, so we explored only a few of the buildings. The Great Treasure Pagoda is a 9-tier pagoda that was built from granite from the Hongsan Mountain and stands at an impressive height of 40 meters. The 8-meter high wall surrounding the pagoda was built from granite from the Ixagan in the North Chola province. To the left of the giant Buddha near the entrance, you'll find a hill leading up to the Gamcheon Shrine Hall. And this had another beautiful display of lanterns, these being white to honor the loved ones who had passed on.
We walked all around the temple grounds for at least a couple of hours, and truly this was one of the most amazing experiences we've had. The beauty was beyond what our videos and pictures can show. This really is worth the visit, and the celebration usually runs in May, and do expect huge crowds. It is free to attend, but boy, plan ahead.
Yeah, even us, we took an Uber to get there, and they had to drop us off at the bottom of the hill because you couldn't get up there.
You couldn't get up the hill.
People.
Yeah, so just plan ahead on that.
And one of the main attractions is the Busan X, the Sky. And that's a state-of-the-art observatory that is...
It has beautiful panoramic views.
Yeah, it's got views of the whole city. But our hotel was that we were on, what, the 15th floor? And from up there, you could see pretty much everything that we felt you could see from the observatory.
Well, our hotel looked right at the observatory, and then we had roof access to our hotel, so for us it was kind of like, well...
Yeah, once you're up there, we figured the views would be about the same.
Yeah.
But if you're not up in a high rise like we were or anything like that, it would be really good if you want to see the city.
Yeah, because it was a beautiful view of the bay and all the city.
Yeah.
So we highly recommend that. Anyway, and part of the fun of this city is just wandering around and exploring the city. This city has it all. I mean, it is just a really cool, it had everything, artsy sections of town, and we stumbled on a small temple as we were wandering around called the Daegaksa Temple. That was built in 1877, and it was the first Japanese temple there in South Korea. And then in 1945, they turned it over to Korea, and it is now a Korean temple. But then we spent some time walking along the waterfront too, and that had lots of statues and parks and little exercise stations.
Yeah, they kind of had those all over the city too.
Yeah, that was really neat to do too. And then right on the waterfront is this beautiful Jolgachi market, and it's a huge, it's not just fish, it wasn't just seafood and stuff, it had crafts and other things too, and food. But it's really big. I think it's like the second largest market in South Korea. So definitely worth the visit. And then we went on to jump on that cable car. And that took us across the water. We got off on the other side, and then there was there was a park there was restaurants, there was little gift shops and all kinds of things.
Yeah, little thing where you walked out on the rocks, and remember that little walkway thing, and you walked out there.
And then we took a big long walk along the waterfront. There was like when we got off the trail, you could kind of go in, and there's all these dinosaurs, right, Jean? Your favorite thing?
Oh yeah, there was dinosaurs there.
Anyway, and then we followed this trail down, and it took us down by the water. Or not by the water, but above the water, because you're on these high cliffs.
Out where you could see the water.
Yeah, and then they have like a 2-mile walking trail. And so we walked along that walking trail for quite a ways. I don't think we went all the way though, we turned around.
Yeah.
There was a swinging bridge there also. And so we walked across the little swinging bridge.
Yeah.
And that was kind of fun.
Cute. Yeah.
And the scenery was just beautiful, and it was really nice to just get us out of the city.
Yeah, even though it is such a big city, it's kind of nice to find those little places where you can go and just have a little peace and quiet.
Yeah, we like the green space.
Yeah.
So anyway, then we went back to the tram station, and they had a large rooftop deck, and there were a lot of photo opportunities up on the deck.
Yeah, they had a bunch of little characters and everything up there that you could take photos with, and it was just cute.
Yeah, and they had this one that was an airplane, and I love that airplane.
Yeah.
That stood out.
And then also from up there, you had views of the whole surrounding area.
Yeah, it was really pretty.
You could look out over the water and everything.
And you could see the trams going. And
yeah, it was really nice up there. And then we caught the tram and we went back across the water. And once we got back on the other side, there's a little kind of walkway, bridge, I guess is what you would call it.
Yeah.
And they also had some statues out there and stuff where you could take some cute pictures. And
yeah, we walked all along that walkway out from one end, and then we came off the other end, and then there was this big rocky beach. And it had the statues, like you just said, and then they had man-made stones all along there. They kind of looked like jacks.
Yeah.
And they were all stacked up there. So, anyways, we left there. We went down to Songdo Beach. That was a white sand beach, and it was really pretty. And they had this big sculpture out in the water that was like. It's like the whale tail sticking out on one side, and then the head of the whale on the other side, and the rest of it was in the water.
Had some dolphins jumping.
Yeah, so it was a really pretty little beach. It'd be a nice place to spend the afternoon or whatever. And then right across the street from the beach, there was all these restaurants that were mostly seafood. You know, they had like the live fish tanks and stuff like that.
We found those kind of all over Korea.
Yeah, So anyway, but seafood was the primary option there. And then we also walked down to Nampadong. So.
Yeah, that's like the theater district down in
It was, yeah, it wasn't very far from our hotel, really.
No, it's just across the bridge and then kind of cut through and then you ran into it.
Yeah. But
yeah, it was really nice because it had like performers there when we were walking through at night. There was a performers playing music there. There was shops and
it was full of like bright colors and lots of activities and shopping and dining and just everything was going on. It was a hopping section of town, really.
Yeah.
And then they call it the theater district because there's several theaters there also. And they had like all these little statues where they had like the movie man and, you know, stuff like that. They were all gold. Anyway, and then we went from there, we actually went to the Yeongdusan Park, riding the Yeongdusan escalator.
yeah.
That was...
And that took you up. Once you got to the top of that, you came to the 2 waterfalls.
Yeah, but that escalator, we got to go back because that escalator was long.
Yeah.
I mean, it went up the side of the mountain.
Yeah.
So, and they had it like all cool on the inside. There was like lights, strobe lights, and like flashing, you know, whatever lights. So that was kind of a cool little escalator.
Yeah.
But anyway.
It really beat walking up the side of the mountain.
Yeah, because we had done that the day before.
Yeah.
Anyway, and we were like, discovered the escalator, and we were like, where does this go? So we get on the escalator, not knowing where it went, and then it came up to the park we were at the day before.
Oh, would have been this easy? Really?
Yeah. So anyway, here we walked up. But anyway, then like you said, it came up at the 2 waterfalls right there.
Yeah, and then from there was also...
There's all kinds of statues.
There was a statue of a dragon.
Yeah, that big dragon statue.
There was
a bell. They call it the Bell of the Citizens.
Yeah, and they ring that, what, at New Year's?
Every New Year's, but then they also do it for special events.
Yeah.
But every New Year's, they ring that giant bell. And then they had the statue of Yi Sun-sin.
Yeah.
He was a 16th century naval hero. So they had his statue there. They have museums, like a boat museum. And then they had a World Folk Instrument Museum. So they had all kinds of stuff there. And the Busan Tower entrance where you go to go up in the Busan Tower, that was there also. So they had all kinds of stuff there.
And there's a large flower clock there that at 3 o'clock on every Saturday, it comes into like a festival site. And this place was really cool, so you really don't want to miss it.
No. And then the next stop was the Haedong Yeonggangsa Temple.
Yeah, that one was really beautiful. It was sitting up on the cliffs on the edge with beautiful views overlooking the sea. And the temple was first built in 1376 and then destroyed in the Imjin War and then rebuilt in the 1930s. And they were doing some work on it when we were there, so there's a bridge and we couldn't get across the bridge.
Yeah, normally that bridge was open and you can go to
there's another section, but we couldn't get there. But it was still beautiful and worth going to
it
see.
was spectacular actually, the way it sat up there on the cliffs.
Yeah, it's one you don't want to miss.
No. And there was kind of a little trail there too that kind of walked around the back, you know, because remember we went around where all the...
Yeah, we were kind of...
They were chanting in the one little thing, and so we kind of walked over to look at that, and then around the back side of that there was another trail.
Yeah.
So we kind of took off and walked around the little trail like, where does this go? Because that's what we
do.
That's what we do. We're always like nosy. What's going on over here? Anyway, but no, it was beautiful. It really was a beautiful temple, and the site was beautiful.
Yeah, I think it was probably one of the prettiest ones.
We went to. And it really hung off those cliffs, man. You had beautiful views.
Yeah.
Anyway. And then we signed up with a tour through TripAdvisor, and that was doing a walking tour through different parts of the city. And so it started in Yeongdo-gu. These are cliff houses. They have really pretty paintings on the side of them. And the structures are like tall and kind of, some of them were tubular looking, kind of rounded. Anyway, they have what they call the graffiti walk. And that is like very narrow, uneven, lots of stairs. Yeah. But you kind of go along and it has all the paintings.
It's really cool. It has all the paintings and everything like that. And we took off and walked all the way down to the water.
That was a lot of
But
stairs.
That's a lot of stairs.
I
Don't
don't-
forget when you walk down, you gotta walk back up.
Yeah, and I think we counted, there was over 200 stairs.
Yeah, I think it was 270 some
So-
stairs or something like that. I
Yeah, so
remember.
if you have mobility issues, that walk might not be something that you'd want to do.
Yeah.
But it really was beautiful. I mean, it was neat to see. I liked all the paintings.
Yeah,
And stuff.
they were really cool.
Anyway, and then we headed over to Hyundai Blue Line Park, where we rode the Sky Capsule. Okay.
Yeah, that was one of the things we had seen before we ever got to Korea.
Yeah,
And
that was on the top of my list.
something we wanted to do for sure. And then
Oh, I thought
and
if
you
I
do
don't.
want to get your tickets way early
Yeah.
because it may take a week or so to get a ticket.
Oh,
to be
longer.
or even
Because
longer.
I bought our tickets over a month in advance, and they were like
Only
literally
certain days you could get them in.
Well, they were actually sold out through the thing. I could only get them through the tour. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
So that was one of the reasons why I took this particular tour. So
Yeah.
they sell out. I mean, they sell out. So get your tickets in advance. But anyway, it's the Hyundai Blue Line Park Sky Capsule or Sky Track. And then the thing about it is they run like a long ways too.
Yeah,
You know?
you think it's just going to be a little short one, but they do cover quite a distance, and you're up in the air, overlooking the water, overlooking the bay, and
Yeah, it's
everything.
beautiful.
It's really pretty up there.
And they're so cute. They're bright colored. They're blue and green and all these retro colors. And I kept saying, I want the pink kitty ones, because there was ones that were pink and they had little kitties all over them. And I kept telling Gene, I want the pink kitties. But we were with another couple that was from Australia.
Yeah, and he kept saying you
No,
wanted
blue
or
green.
Yeah.
He goes, not pink, not pink. And I kept going, pink, pink, you know. So anyway, when the little car came up to pick us up, I got my pink kitty. I was so excited.
Yeah, that made it even better.
It made that whole ride better because I'd been dreaming about this for months. So I was like, I'm so excited to get on that kitty. Anyway, it runs along the water like Jean said, and then you get off at this little tiny train station at the other end.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went and we had lunch. They took us over and they brought us down to like another little area that's kind of by the water.
Yeah.
And it was like all these little restaurants lined up, and so we went and everybody had free time to go pick which restaurant they wanted to go to, and so we went and had lunch, and we actually sat with another couple from our group. And then after the lunch, we left and then went over to the Oryukdo Skywalk, and that's where it has the glass floor that you walk on.
Yeah, and they gave you these little booty things that you put on over your shoes, and you walk out over there, and it's pretty cool being out over the cliffs and stuff.
Yeah,
and
you can see
looking
the
down.
waves crashing onto the rocks below.
Yeah, looking down through the floor and everything.
And
So-
then we did that, and then so after that, we left and we went over to the Gamcheon village. And that's the Santorini of Korea is what they call it.
yeah,
And that
it's-
was beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's all these brightly colored houses and everything. And they're actually houses that were made for the workers back in
The 20s and 30s.
20s and 30s.
Yeah.
It was just cheap housing. And then they painted it and turned it into this just beautiful neighborhood.
Yeah, it sits on these cliffs, so all these houses are just stacked, you know, like stack, stack, stack. And then they're brightly painted. I mean, they're painted all these bright, pretty colors.
Yeah.
And they've got like restaurants and gift shops and arts and crafts and just all kinds of little activities going on. But you have to remember that all these people still live there. And so these houses sit, like the street is here and the house sits like right there on the street.
Yeah, you're
so
only
their
a
front
few
door.
feet away. Yeah, so
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 do
you're-
ask you, the tour says, can you make sure that everybody kind of isn't really loud and things like that.
yeah, just be respectful,
respectful.
like you would with anybody.
Yeah, but it was so cool. I really liked that little village.
Yeah.
So this whole tour Everything about this tour I enjoyed, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice.
There wasn't one part of the tour that I thought, oh, you know, this was a really, really good tour. So we're actually going to put the link below. We picked ours through TripAdvisor. We'll put it down there, but you can search. But this one really was thorough. It really had everything. Anyway, and so after that, where are we heading next?
We are headed to Rome, Italy for 10 days.
Yeah, we're excited to share that with you.
Yeah, but if you like this one, give us a like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in Rome.
Ciao.
Ciao.